ॐ हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ ॐ शन्नो मित्रशं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु भक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Verse number 14. प्राणबन्धनात् लीनमानसम् एकचिन्तनात् नाशमेत्यदः नष्टमानसोत्कृष्टयोगिनः कृत्यमस्ति किं स्वस्थितिं यतः लय विनाशने उभय रोधने. So there are two ways we can have say over mind, but in one layagata punar bhavati, it comes back. So as long as you are doing pranayam, mind is quiet, and after pranayam for some time it will be quiet. Then again it will be active, it will start wandering around. But vinashane, understand. So what we need to do is what? Pranabandhanat leena manasam. Pranabandhanat means pranayama. So when we do the pranayama, the mind is absorbed, understand. But eka chintanat, by pondering upon, reflecting upon the one non-dual consciousness, what happened? Nashamiti adaha. Adaha means this mind will get destroyed. Yesterday we saw destruction means what? The badhita anuvrutti. It is negated. Mind is there, but you say it is not there. See, that is called Vedantic magic. Pot is there in your hand, then you say there is no pot. What is there is mrutiketeva satyam. Seeing the clay, there is no pot. Same way, mind is there. You are using the mind. Thoughts are there. Flow of the thoughts are there. But mind is not. Why? It is one non-dual consciousness. And therefore, Ramana Maharshi ji said, Eka Chintana. Because of the thinking of the one non-dual consciousness, automatically mind will be destroyed. And then he says, Nastamanasaha Utkrishta Yoginaha. For the yogi who is the best, Utkrishta, understand? Exalted. Utkrishta means exalted. So for this exalted yogi, the wise person, for him, mind is what? Nashta manasaha. It is a bahuvrihi, nashtaman. Nashtam manaha yasya saha nashta manas. So for this kind of the yogi, wise people, for them mind is as though destroyed. Why? Krutyamastikim swasthitim yata. The person, those who have established oneself into oneself. Swasthiti. Sve atmani tishtatiti swasthiti. Tatastha. Tate tishtatiti tatastha. Grihastha. Grihe tishtatiti grihastha. Same way, swastha. Sve tishtati. So they say Sve Mahimne Tishtati iti Swasta. So for them, Yatah means after that. Once the person has established into the self, what kind of the krutya, what kind of the duties they have. As long as there is the ignorance is there, kartutva bhuktrutva is there, doership, enjoyership is there is a kartavya. So in Gita also, 3rd chapter, same Bhagavan says, Yastu atmaratireva syat atmatruptascha manavaha atmannevacha santushtaha tasya karyam na vidyate. For them, there is no duty, there is nothing to be done. Why? Because the kartutva is not there. I am the doer is gone. Understand? And therefore, as yesterday I said, pot is clay, clay is not pot. Consciousness, when I say Eka Chintana, one non-dual consciousness, mind is consciousness, consciousness is not mind. Karta is consciousness, consciousness is not karta. Consciousness is enjoyer, bhokta. Enjoyer is not, understand? Enjoyer is consciousness, consciousness is not enjoyer. So that is what we have to understand. So Swamiji gives very nice example for that. He gives the example of the actor. So actor A is playing the roles. Suppose he is playing the role of the beggar. So when he is playing the role of the beggar, the clothes of the beggar is a clothes of actor, right? The speech of the beggar is a speech of the actor. The expressions of the beggar is the expression of the actor. Correct? The speech, the way he talks, Then what is the difference between the actor and beggar?
He's acting.
And where is the difference? Because the body of the beggar is the body of the actor. Mind of the beggar is the mind of the actor, right? He's acting like a beggar. Understand? But beggar is actor, actor is beggar? No. Beggar is actor, A is B, B is not A. Now, what is the difference? Is there any physical difference? No. Then where is the difference?
How you look at it?
Suppose the way he is acting like a beggar on the stage. And when the play is over, he gets down the stage and start. Allah ke naam pe de do, Allah ke naam pe de do, Allah ke naam pe de do. What will we say? गुजरात में से स्क्रू ढीला हो गया है. So when he is playing the role of beggar, he knows I am not a beggar. Understand? That knowledge. Do you understand? What separates them is what? The knowledge. I am not a beggar. I play the role of the beggar, but I am not beggar. Same way, mind is consciousness. That means mind is you, but you are not mind. That knowledge has to be there. Body is you, you are not body. Karta is you, you are not karta. Bhokta is you, you are not bhokta. But now we are doing this Allah ke naam pe de de. We are all beggar of happiness. Everywhere what we are doing is what? We are begging the happiness. And therefore, Eka Chintanat. After establishing into that one non-dual consciousness, there is no mind. What is there is one non-dual consciousness. And therefore, Ramana Maharshi said, Eka Chintanat Nashtama. And then once the mind is destroyed, for whom the mind is destroyed, understand, Nashtamanasa means for whom the mind is being destroyed, those who are established into the self, Krutyamastikim, what kind of the duty they have to be done. Understand? That means they are free of the duty. But what is this Ekachintanam? So, from the 16th verse till the end of this book, he's talking about the true nature of the self. And so, as I said, he's telling the same thing. Next, 16. Drashyavaritam chittamatmanah Chittvadarsanam Tattvadarsanam Manasantu kim margane krite Naiva manasam marga arjavad Drasyavantam chittam. You are the witness of this chittam, mind. So, once that mind, chittam, atmanaha drasyavaritam chittam. What happened? Chitva darshanam. Now you are established into the consciousness. Chitva means consciousness. So there is a one non-dual consciousness is there, and therefore what happens? Chittam atmanaha chittam drashya varitam. The mind is moved away from the object. Drashya varitam. Varitam means bringing back. So, why everything is one non-dual consciousness? That's why Chittva Darshanam. When you see everywhere one non-dual consciousness, then what? That is called Tattva Darshanam. That is the Darshanam, vision of the reality. Tattva means reality. So, seeing consciousness everywhere is the real vision of the reality. I am non-dual consciousness is easy, but Drashyavarita means every nama rupa It is the adhishtanam, the substratum of every nama rupa is that non-dual consciousness. So Drashyavarita means you move your mind from nama rupa to the substratum, adhishtanam. The person who sees the pot, we say pot is a karya. Understand this. And clay is the karana, cause. Pot is the effect and clay is the cause. But when we inquired into this, what is pot? What we conclude is pot is clay. Once that conclusion is there, pot is clay, that means there is no more pot. Seeing the pot, pot is not there. We don't have time, but it is called Samanadhikaranyam. That's a huge art. When say pot is clay, so is it that two objects are there? No. The pot is being negated in the knowledge of the clay. So seeing the pot, you say there is no pot. Therefore, he said Chitva Darshana. Once you have a vision of clay, what Mrunmayam Jagat. Same way, Chitva Darshan. When you see the substrate of all Nama Rupa is one consciousness. How? In the sleep. Understand? When you dream, there is sun is there, trees are there, birds are there, river is there, house is there, blue sky is there, people are there, dogs are there. But do you really create the sun there? In the dream, you see everything. But is there a sun there? You think of sun and sun is there. You think of tree, tree is there. You think of the people, people are there. That means the sun, what you see, is your thought. And that thought is consciousness. So one consciousness is in the form of the dream world, Swapna Jagat. Within that Swapna Jagat, you have your own body. You have your mind sense complex. And here you are having the glasses, in the dream also what? Say, here white hair, there also is what? Grey hair. So your same body, mind, sense complex is there within that dream world. And with that mind, sense complex, you are experiencing the Swapna Jagat. Correct? Three things are there. Dream world is there, dream body is there, and dream experience is there. Right? Three are there. Swapna Sharira, Swapna Jagata, and Swapna Anubhava. When you wake up, what you say? Swapna was there? No. Your one thought becomes the whole dream world. Therefore, the Swapna Sharir was also consciousness, Swapna Jagat was consciousness, Swapna Anubhav is also consciousness. It's called Swapna Drashta. You remember your dream world because you are Swapna Drashta, other than these three. Other than this Swapna Jagat, Swapna Sharira, and Swapna Anubhava, who is that? Turiya, Swapna Drashta. And that Swapna Drashta remembers the Swapna, the dream. So waking up, you say this. And that's why Everything here also, as it is in dream world, in Jagrat Avastha also, everything is one consciousness. And therefore, he said, Chitva Darshanam. Understand? Once you have that darshana, the vision, here darshana, I mean, don't think that with the eyes you are going to see the consciousness. That's another problem. Darshanam here means vision. Once you have a vision of consciousness, that is the real vision of the reality. Tattva Darshanam. Why? So, next verse says, then once you have understood that everything is one non-dual consciousness, manasam tu kim, where is mind? What is mind? Understand. Margane krite. Margana means analysis. Vivek vichara, what we call it? Vivek vichara. So, Margana means that we think about it. When we start thinking about the mind, when we start analyzing the mind, what happens? Naiva manasam, there is no mind. What is there is consciousness. And therefore, Ramana Maharshi ji says, you witness your mind and you can see there is no mind. Naiva manasam. Once there is no mind, what? Marga Arjava. Then the path of Tattva Darshan is very easy. Arjava means what? Very easy for you to understand that you are that non-dual consciousness. Because whatever our problem is because of the mind only, understand. We think that this person is the problem and that person is the problem and this area is the problem. All our problems is our mind. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. But that mind itself is destroyed. It's negated. When the mind is negated, then what is the problem? No problem. As long as you take mind as real, as long as you take mind as yourself, all problems are there. Understand? Whatever problems are there, it's mind problem, not your. Swamiji used to tell us, suppose you feel like cry, you cry. And you tell, mind is crying, I am not crying. You witness the crying mind. Understand? I am the consciousness, and the mind is crying. I am witness. It's called, you have to develop the thumb space between you and the mind. That's why I give you the example of the actor. The beggar is crying. Beggar is feeling, what I am going to do, how I am going to do, how I am going to live my life. All this thinking is there. Somebody insulted him, somebody kicked him. There's a nice story about it. In Delhi, we have a Ram Leela. In that Ashwini Navratri, the Ram Leela is there. So what happened? This one who was a Ravan, and then another fellow was Hanuman. That Hanuman was a strong person. And for some reason, they had some quarrel. And they were having a lot of anger for each other. And the next day, the episode was that Hanuman is going to Ravana's court. Okay. And then Ravana kicks this Hanuman. That's the story. Now, this Hanuman is a strong person. So he beat this Ravana. Okay. So the Ravana was very angry inside. Then the director told that tomorrow is going to be this episode. So Ravana put a note in his mind. Now this Hanuman goes there. Then the Ravana is sitting there. Then when Hanuman goes there, in Ram Leela, he has to kick Hanumanji. So he decided, okay, and he kicked. Okay. Now tell me, Hanuman will understood it or not, whether Ravana has kicked or actor has kicked. Do you understand? Eh? Hanuman will understand that whether Ravana has kicked me or actor has kicked me. And this actor kicked Hanuman. Now, he got angry. Both of already were angry with each other, but they have to do Ram Leela. So they were doing. They were paid. That Hanuman, he understood that he really kicked me. Because that's the real kick, he got up and he gave one, two. And then Ravana, those days, for this tanned heads, they have to make that. The dalda. That means what? In play, Ravana has to kick. And Hanuman has to get the kick. It's a play. If it is real, is it Ram Leela? No. The director has to put the curtain. That's what happening to us. Suppose somebody says, what a heavy body you have. We get insulted. What we have to think now? How far it goes. Understand this properly. How far it goes. It stops at your body. But what? We take it personally. We take it personally. What the person is telling to your body. It should not reach to you, but everything reaches us. In Hindi we say, lagta hai. It touches me. In English you call it. It touched me. Nothing should touch you. Understand? Anybody's behavior, anybody's praise or anybody's criticism is up to your upadhi. Useless guy you are. We hear all this. Understand? That Tattva Darshanam means what? Nothing touches you. You are untouchable. Because whatever they say, whatever they behave is with reference to the body, not with reference to you. That's why Chintanam, Eka Chintanam. Constantly we have to contemplate upon this. Anybody says anything to you, it is regarding your upadhi, body, mind, sense complex. It has nothing to do with you. Because we have identified with this body, mind, sense complex, it goes directly in and through. Swami says, in and through reaches you, And therefore, once the mind is being destroyed, you are not mind, what can touch you? Tell me. That's why he said, Marg Arjavat. This is very easy way. Understand? Say, I am untouched consciousness. Nothing can touch me. Whatever they say, let them say. But problem with us is what? We take everything personally. We don't have to. Anything they say. In Hindi वैसे बुद्धि नहीं है. Okay, नहीं है. I'm telling you honestly, even if knowledge is not there, but you don't resist to anything. In Akhananji Maharaj, Guru was Udiya Baba, Purnanandagiri. Udiya. He was from Orissa, so everybody was calling him Udiya Baba. So he was telling, suppose somebody insult you or somebody tells something about you. If the person is right, then you correct yourself. Correct? But if person is not right, you don't have to take it personally. That is his opinion. In English you say, you don't need to buy others' opinion about yourself. But we buy. Why? Because we don't have that self-esteem. Because there is no self-esteem, we are always ready to buy others' opinion. Especially all these women, they dress up nicely whenever they go for some function, makeup and hair dressing and then nice sari and all these things. And it's nice function. But if none of the people, those praise her sari or her, what she will think? कोई ने कुछ कहा ही नहीं. We always look for others' opinion. That's our problem. We need, it's called, in psychology, it's called validation. We need validation from others. As a child, we need validation. As a young man, we need validation. But then we have to grow out of that validation. Every time we need validation. We take decision and we question our own decision. And then we ask others to validate our decision. It's nice to take others' opinion. I'm not telling don't take. Take. But we don't need to buy everything. But we have identified with this body, mind, sense complex, and therefore we are always struggling. But once you understand that you are not mind, sense complex, Marga Arjavat. It's a very easy way to understand the reality. All this superimposition is there. And therefore, we always go against that. It's nice if somebody is correcting us, it's fine. But suppose somebody keeps on telling one thing, again and again, then we don't have to listen to it. Let him tell. Even wife and husband, same thing. Suppose in India, one wants the window open, other doesn't want. One wants that fan on 4, other wants on 2. Always there. That's life, understand? I already told you what Ratan Tata said. If what is life? This is life. Ram bolo bhai Ram. That's life. You enjoy. If somebody has that, it's fine. Wife and husband also, I always tell. Unless both sides you straight the rope, it is tight. But if suppose one person gives up, what happens? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, let him tell. Let her tell. So that's what we have to do. We have to understand, I am not body, I am not mind, I am not senses, I am not prana. Every level you have to Recognize that. Rope and snake is very easier, you know, but here it's not that easy because so many things are there. Psychologically, so many things we have. We have our opinion about ourselves, and we have bought so many opinions from others, and we carry those opinions. That's called load, psychological load. Psychologically, we are all loaded. We have to unload that. That unloading is required, and therefore, Ramana Maharshi said that once you unload yourself, naiva manasam marg arjavad. And so, as I said, the thought is there. So, same thing he is telling in this next two verses. Vruttayastvaham vrittimashritaah vruttayo mano vidyaham manah ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvatah ऐपतत्यहं निजविचारणम् वृत्त्यहं वृत्तिमाश्रिताः. Look at this. Vruttayah manah. What is mind? Mind is flow of thoughts. Mind is flow of thought. Like what is river? The flow of the river is called nadi, river. So, all this mind, when we say vruttayaha, all the thoughts of the mind makes the mind, understand? Vruttayaha tu aham vrittimashritaha. The mind is based because of the thought. All thoughts are there. What is that thought? Aham vritti. Understand? That we have to understand. There are two vrittis are there. One is called aham vritti, other called idam vritti. So, for the mind, do we have aham vritti or idam vritti? Because mind is made up of the thought. And those thoughts are there. The thoughts are not the problem. Problem is that I thought. Understand? Aham vritti is the problem. And therefore, all vrittis are the mind. I am not mind. And therefore, vidyaham manaha. What is mind is the notion. I am mind is what? It is a notion. Aham vritti is a notion superimposed on the consciousness. And therefore, we have to see ahamayam kutaha bhavati. From where all these aham vrittis are arising. And chinvataha, once you start searching, when you start inquiring into that, from where all aham vritti thoughts are rising, what happened? Ai patati aham nija vicharanam. Once you start about yourself, nija vicharanam, all these I notions will fall. As long as you are not inquiring about the true nature of the self, this aham vritti, I am mind, continues. Once you start the true nature of the self, automatically what happens? Patati, it falls. That's why we have to have a nija vicharana. So, aham, I am kutaha. In Bhajgovindam, Shankaracharya says, Koham kuta ayatah, kame janani kome tatah. Self-inquiry. What Ramana Maharshi is telling is, Nija Vicharan means self-inquiry is required. Our problem is, we have time for everything else. We don't have time to give time to thought, thinking about oneself. That's why I always tell, meditation is an appointment with yourself. Everybody has time for others, but nobody has time for oneself. Just sit with yourself. I always tell, just 10 minutes, don't do anything. No japa, no thinking, just sit. Nija vichar, just sit with yourself. See, mind is thinking, let it think. Whatever thoughts are coming, just let it be there. Learn to sit with oneself. We need that. Whatever you want to achieve in this world, you achieve. Nothing wrong in that. But give time to yourself. Sit with yourself. 10 minutes you just sit. You have a garden, put the chair there and sit there. You don't have to do anything, not even japa, not even Vedanta, understand. Just be with yourself. That is what Ramana Maharshi says, Who am I? That's what he says, Just sit with yourself. We don't sit with ourselves. Even when we are sitting, we think about Facebook and we think about the marriage and we think about the old person and we think about the accident and we think about the Trump, Oh, always busy. We never give appointment to ourselves. We have to sit all the time. Even sleep also, I'm telling you. In the sleep also, what happens? We don't have a good sleep also. Why? Because we are not comfortable with ourselves. We can't face ourselves. In Gujarat, we have a Maun Mandiram. Maun Mandiram means they will lock you in one room. Outside they put the lock. And for 15 days, 1 month, you are in that room. Okay? Then there is a window is there. So when you take bath, you put the cloth on the window. Somebody will come and take the window for washing that clothes. Then there are fixed times are there. You have to tell what is your regular food requirements. So time to time they will come. Somebody will come and put that thing in the window. The two windows are there: inside window and outside window. So outside window they open, they will put the tea and breakfast and they will say tick tick, that's it. And then they will close that outside window. Then inside window you open, you take the tea, you have a breakfast. Then they lock from outside. 15 days you are with yourself. There are books are there, light is there, You can read the books, you can do bhajan, whatever you want to do, but you are by yourself. It's called Maun Mandiram. You don't talk. Then you learn to sit with yourself. We had a very great Mahatma, Mota, Sri Mota, we used to call him, in Surat. So he started this Maun Mandiram in Surat. Then other places also he started. And from outside Gujarat also, you won't believe they have a 3 years of booking. Even outside Gujarat, lot of people, they book 15 days, 1 month. Just sit with yourself. So much busy we keep ourselves. And that's why Nija Vicharana, inquiry into oneself. We need that. If you can't go for 15 days, at least 10 minutes you sit. Just see. I'm telling you, once you will start doing it, just do for 5 minutes. Then you will see that you are enjoying. We don't have to do anything. You enjoy yourself. Be comfortable with yourself. And that's why it said, Nija Vicharana. Once you start inquiring into the self, all this will fall apart. So, the thing is that how to do the self inquiry? So, he's telling next verses. अहमिनाशभाजहमहन्तया अहमिनाशभाजहमहन्तया स्फुरतिरुत्स्वयं परमपूर्णसत् स्फुरतिरुत्स्वयं परमपूर्णसत् इदमहमद इदमहं पदाभिख्यमन्वहम् इदमहं पदाभिख्यमन्वहम् अहमिलीनिके मीलिनके प्यल्यसत्तया अहममीलिनके प्यल्यसत्तया अपि अलयसत्तया. That's it. Aham. Aham लीनके अपि अलय सत्तया अलय सत्तया. So ahami nasha bhaji aham taya. How that aham vritti, I am body, I am mind, I am vritti, that I notion, how are you going to destroy this I notion? So he said aham taya. Think about yourself, I am. You don't need anything else, I'm telling you. What is required is I am. Problem with us is, after I am, we keep on adding. Puchdi, get there. I am human being, I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am old, I am an engineer, I am angry person, I am kind person, I am emotional. All this is there. Aham asmi. That's the only thing. I am means what? Aham asmi. But between aham and asmi, we have added lot of things. And therefore, what we have to do? Ahamina bhaji aham ahantaya. By this I am. Aham ahantaya means I am. When you inquired I am, then what happened? Ahami nasha bhaji. This I notion will get destroyed. What remains is what? Sphuratirutsvayam param purnasat. What remain after destroying this I notion, what remain is what? Sphuratirutsvayam. Swayam means by itself. Your true nature of the consciousness is revealed by itself in your heart. And what is that consciousness? Parama Purna Sat. It is a Parama, it is a limitless, it is whole, and it is existence. I am that existence consciousness is. And it is Param, it is not limited by anything. Then why you say Ruth Sfurati? Understand this. This is what we have to understand. See, where I say consciousness, first day we already saw a little bit. How are you going to objectify the consciousness? For any knowledge, if you want to know we already told, if you want to know the flower has to come to your mind. Pushpakar vritti. Understand? That pushpa vritti has to be there in the mind. Then only you can know. Now, you have to know that I am that limitless consciousness. That consciousness has to become the object of the mind. It is called akhandakar vritti. So how will you get that akhandakar vritti? Understand? So Swami says it's a shift. Akhandakar vritti. See, this light is here, right? So, see, this is the beauty of the creation. I always surprise about creation. It's just amazing. Light itself is invisible. We all learn in the school. Light itself is what? It is invisible. Light is not visible. Understand? Right? So between me and this bulb, there is a light, rays of light is there, right? But you see them? No. Correct? Suppose in the dark night, you see the moon. What we say? Moon is reflecting the sunlight. Correct? Right? So you see the moon because of the sunlight. But around the moon also there is sunlight or not? If you don't understand, please raise your hand. Otherwise, you won't understand this verse. There is a sunlight around the moon, but you don't see the sunlight. When you see the sunlight, when it is reflected, suppose between me and the bulb there is the rays are there, right? So if I put my hand, what happens? So generally, that our understanding is moon is reflecting the sunlight. That is our understand. Hand is reflecting the light. That is our general understanding. Now we have to make a shift. What? Because of the moon, I know there is a sunlight. Do you understand? The presence of the sunlight is revealed because of the moon. The presence of the light is revealed because of the hand. Understand? Rut means what? Consciousness is everywhere. But that consciousness is what? Is reflecting in your heart. Rut in your mind. Rut means mind. That's why this mind is illumined by the consciousness, but we have to say like moon is illumined by the sunlight, but now we have to make the shift. Because of the moon, we know there is a sunlight. Same way, because of the every thought, we know there is a consciousness. Thought is consciousness. Consciousness is not thought. But because of the thought, we know there is a consciousness. And therefore, Sfurati Rut Swayam. That consciousness is manifested in the form of the thoughts. Otherwise, you won't see, you don't understand the consciousness. Understand? And therefore, Sfurati Rut Swayam. By itself, it is revealing itself in the form of the thought, in the form of the mind, in the form of the knowledge. But though it is revealed through the moon, but sunlight is what? All pervasive. Correct? Sunlight is what? It is all pervasive. Though it is a dark sky, in the dark sky also, sunlight is all pervasive. Similarly, consciousness also is all pervasive. Wherever there is a reflecting media is there, you see the consciousness. Not understand. Suppose the light is falling on the wall, it is refracting, right? But suppose there is a mirror, what happens? Reflecting. So mind is a sattvika. Being sattvika, what happens? It reflects as it is. When mirror is there and the source of the light is there, the source of the light is reflected as it is in the mirror. But suppose there is a wall, it only reflects the light, not the source of the light. Is it clear? So, suppose there is a water, the sun is reflected. Same way, our mind is very pure and sattvika, And therefore, all the time, this consciousness is being reflected all the time. But our mind is engaged in the Nam and Rupa, and therefore we don't see that consciousness. And therefore, he's telling Sfurati Rut Swayam Parama Purna Sat. It is a one non dual, limitless existence. Sat means existence. And nobody can experience the absence of oneself. That's why in second chapter Shankaracharya says, Nahi Atmanam Kaschid Aprasiddham Vastu Asti. Atma is not aprasiddham. It is a prasiddha, known to all. I am is known to all. But with that I am, this I notion is there. Therefore, we have to remove this I notion. Once the I notion is removed, then what remains is you, the consciousness. And there is nothing else is there to limit you, because it is a one non-dual consciousness, and therefore it's a Parama Purna Sat. It is existence and it is a limitless existence. And therefore, once we learn to sit with oneself, and once we learn to see that I am that pure consciousness. So that means what? As I said, aham vritti is there, idam vritti is there. I am eyes, that is aham vritti. And this is red flower, it's called idam vritti. Aham vritti and idam vritti, these two are there. That also has to be resolved, understand. Aham vritti and idam vritti are one non-dual consciousness. So, that also has to be clear in our mind. Only I am consciousness is not knowledge. This flower also is consciousness. The idam, the substratum of idam vritti also is consciousness. Substratum of aham vritti also, I notion, is also consciousness. So therefore, he says further, idamaham pada bhikkyamanvaham. We already read that one. Yeah. So what happened? Adam, idam, aham pada. There are two are there. Aham vritti and idam vritti, understand? So this thought and I thought. So what happened? There are two are there, but they are not two. Why? Ahami lineke. Once it is being resolved into one consciousness, what remain is what? Sattaya, alaya sattaya. You are that existence which is never non-existent, alaya. Mind is being absorbed, mind is being destroyed, but I is one which is always there. Jagrat avastha also you are there, waking state you are there, dream state also you are there, sleeping state also you are there. In the sleep, the mind resolves, but you are there. That's why I say alaya sattaya. You are the one who never ceased to exist. I am. I'm telling you honestly. Only thing is I am. Aham. Nothing. There is no second. Only thing is I am. And that's why he says all these idam vritti, aham vrittis are destroyed. What remains is me. Existence, pure existence. Sadeva Somya idamagra asi. Whole Chandogya Upanishad is Sat, Aham. So we have to enjoy that existence of mind. But problem is, we add something in our existence. Then only we think that I am something. Pure existence, we are not learn to enjoy the pure existence. I am. That itself is Ananda. But suppose if that pure existence I say, then what happens? Swamiji, that is fine. But when I go for a job, I have to add something in my existence. CV, you call, right? My identity, self identity. It's all worldly thing. What is required is what? Alaya Sattaya. You cannot have an experience of absence of yourself, always there. That consciousness, that satta, that existence is you. And therefore Ramana Maharshi says that aham vritti also is destroyed, idam vritti also is destroyed. What is there is satta, existence. See, that is what Bhagavan says in Gita. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate, asataha bhavaha na vidyate. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sataha. Ubhayorapi drashtontaha, tvanayos tattvadarshina. They are the tattvadarshi, understand? That existence. Sataha abhavaha na vidyate. There is no absence of satta, I. And there is no existence, understand, of that asat. Flower doesn't exist. What exists is sat. You, consciousness. And therefore, you have to be comfortable with yourself. I am. Then that's satta. See, in the beginning only Bhagavan said, Nabhavo vidyate sataha. That existence never ceases. It's me. But we are always happy with some kind of additions. We add something in I. Visheshana. We don't need to add any Visheshana. We don't need to have that. Maybe from the standpoint of the world you do that. But still, for your existence, for your happiness, you don't need. I am. That's it. So, we have to learn to sit with ourselves that I exist. Sat. That's why whole Chandogya talks about that Sat, existence. Whatever you say flower is, that isness is you. When you say cell phone is, that isness is you. All isness belongs to you. You are the one who is providing the existence to this world. You are the one who is providing the existence to this body, mind, sense complex. That existence is you. But our problem is what? Swami, I am because of her. We have dependent existence. Our problem is what? Dependent existence. That's why Bhagavan says that. You are independent existence, pure existence. And you have to learn to enjoy that existence. You are not dependent existence. From the standpoint of body, mind, sense complex, everybody is dependent. And body is dependent, not you. From the standpoint of body, mind, sense complex, nobody is independent. Correct? Swamiji used to tell us, even if I were to go outside, I have to ask somebody to drive the car. If I'm hungry, I have to ask somebody to cook for me. So from the standpoint of body, mind, sense complex, everybody is depending. But for the pure existence, you don't have to depend. I am. So whatever dependency is there, it is from the standpoint of this body, mind, sense complex. For existence, you don't have to. That's why that pure existence, we have to learn to do that. So, next verses, he is telling that how to enjoy that pure existence. We need to do that. I am consciousness, that is fine. But I am independent, existent consciousness, that we have to understand very clearly. So, next verse, he is telling, we'll see that. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ